Hello everyone and welcome back to the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. My name is Chris, I'm established, and we just got dropped back into our office cubicle, into our office room from the narrator, which has been suspiciously silent. Also the adventure line, TM, has vanished again, but I'm sure it'll come back. It'll come back, definitely. Let's see whether we can find the narrator again.
All of his co-workers were
there
gone.
he is.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
He started
No
right
matter
from the
how
beginning
hard Stanley
again.
looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Wow, okay. Okay. Let's, yep. There's the dropped coffee pot.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, just, this time I got a reason why I'm following his instructions. Last time I had no reason. I simply had no reason to follow him. But this time I'll definitely go left. Let's see what this does to the story. If we find the story, finally. Okay, oh, this is new.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Rip France. Why R.I.P. France? Who's France? Mergers, ideas and development. Pranking floors meeting. Okay, yeah. What's this? RS 0001. Okay. What? Oh, the slide changed. Numbers of slides on this slide. Slides. Right with charts on the same slide, being the same information. Oh, this is great. The boss appreciation minute. Our boss appreciation minute worksheet cycle. Top 20. Solving interpersonal conflict. If you ever find yourself in a conflict with another diligent employee like yourself. What? What are your dreams for the future? Talk radio, mitosis, abode, pollution, less air, spring break, hope. What? Tips for not getting fired. Talk less. Do unbelievably amazing. Don't get fired. That's the hottest tip. How to solve a dispute with a coworker. Let it ball up inside you and take it out. This okay, using slides to ensure this will ensure a calm and productive work environment. Everyone is unique. You most of all. Yeah. Absolutely. That's why we're sitting all in identical offices. Okay, now it restarts. But this is... Okay, yeah. No, I like it. It's not... doesn't have any resemblance to the real world at all. No, absolutely not. If anyone... tries to say otherwise, then they're a big fat liar. Liar, pants on fire. Okay, Violet James, you are fire. Okay. Too bad, Violet James. What do people want? The stock market is somewhere here. Colored in segment. Stripes requires more secondary research. Okay, yeah, no, stripes. I'm not so sure on stripes myself, so yeah, secondary research might help. But I think that's a stupid idea. Yeah, more water coolers. more water cooler heaters. Just need to be more hip to appeal to teenage demographic. Find teenagers to put in teenage demographic. Big net? ? Some sort of child trap. Space between the teenagers. A lot of percentage. Throw something in the ideas bin. 10. No more bins. Trash cans. What? Bin/trash cans. Okay. 20. Renaming of the ideas bin. 30. Firing of me. 40. Ideas bin. Okay. Yep. Nope. What's behind here? Better safe than profits. Yeah. That could be a motto. Business club rule 1. What? References are not all there. What? Cracked up to be. Okay, yeah. To do, synergize core value expenditures, shift global market parrot, monetize free to play. Yeah. That's been done before. This usually should be yes. Okay. Nice. I like it when physics work properly. Okay. And I don't like it when doors just open and close by themselves.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay, do I have to? No. No! Resistance! Insurrection! Let's not walk upstairs to my boss's office. But if I walk through here, then...
But Stanley just couldn't do it.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours.
Yeah.
He might be fired for that.
Exactly.
And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk?
Exactly.
All because he believed everyone had vanished?
Yeah.
His boss would think he was crazy.
Exactly.
And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense.
Yeah.
And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real.
Yeah,
And at
exactly.
last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all.
Oh, that's
He
good.
thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground.
Oh.
Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then
Yeah,
perhaps
it's
the
amazing.
strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me,
Maybe it's
thinking about
got
how it's
something to do with
describing
the
my thoughts, he
time.
thought. And while he thought it all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley.
Yeah.
After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself
voice.
too.
Come on.
Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream.
Yeah, well...
So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please.
No.
It's
Why?
all I want.
Why would you want
my
that?
apartment and my wife and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been.
Just not as boring.
My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Nope, I'm still here.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear
What's
my
with
voice?
the
Who
red
am I?
hue?
Who am I? And everything went black.
Okay. I think
This
Stanley
is the
just had
story
a
of
nervous
a woman
breakdown.
named Mariella.
What?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Am I Mariella now, or are we back to being Stanley? Huh. This is weird.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Yeah.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, must have. Typical me. Forgot my own head. If it wasn't.
When Stanley
Drama.
came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Alright, let's go through the left one.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Yeah.
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Yep, and I will. This time.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
And here I am. What's this? Executive bathroom. Can I go in there? No, apparently not. Not allowed in the executive bathroom. Pages. Okay, yeah. Why would they have the yellow pages, right? Are hostile takeovers the new... What? Biannual percentage? Well, I don't know. I don't know what biannual percentages are. So I couldn't say. Oh.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Really? Well, then you shouldn't be a talking narrator that the person you narrate can hear.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs, trying to input anything on the device. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck.
Absolute sheer luck.
He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Okay. Yeah, no, this is a rat maze. This whole game is a rat maze. Okay. No. One can only press the downward button. Okay.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Whoa, okay.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door.
Mind control facility. Okay, great. Escape. Well, do I want to get mind controlled or... Let's escape.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
What? Why?
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
Yeah, sure, but...
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Well, maybe I'm not dying. Here. Oh, no, this is definitely going to end my life if I just jump down there. Maybe... Well, what the heck? It's a game. Woohoo! Whee! Okay. Yep. No, and I didn't die. I'm still here.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Do we have to?
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Really? But why? Huh. Yeah, the Stanley Parable. That's,
And yet
That's
it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever.
exactly.
What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Yeah. Ooh, something opened. Can I run? No, I cannot run. I can just slowly walk.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless,
Yep.
making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Absolutely. Nature paintings, yeah. No. Are they paintings, though? They look more like photographies. Is this the... Yeah, this is my office. Office layout. This blueprint shows the office from the beginning of the game. The path from Stanley's office to the two doors was the first part of the game that was built. Sections have been added and altered throughout the development, though the core layout remains almost identical to the first iteration. Okay, yeah. Corridor. The pacing of this opening section was important to get right. This corridor has been moved and altered to make sure the player reaches the two doors in a good time. Well, if you say so. The two doors. The set of the two open doors was the very first concrete piece of the Stanley Parable's design. Once this room was created, the rest of the game emerged as an extension of it, an exploration of the contradiction this room posed. Okay, yeah. This is interesting. Stanley's computer. Filing cabinets. Yeah. Office computers. The office. Yeah. Pretty much. Button sounds. Okay. A selection of the sounds used throughout the game when buttons are pressed. Each sound is a mix of a keyboard stroke and a synthesized tone. Okay, and here we have the credits. Who's the narrator? The voice sounded somewhat familiar. Based on the work of the Stanley Parable 2013 team. Yeah. But, okay, now we have this exhibition of the game. Maintenance room. An early version of the maintenance room. Okay, yeah. Yeah. In December 2018, we announced the Ultra Deluxe version of the Stanley Parable at the Game Awards. These are screenshots of the videos we made for the announcement and the game's delay. Fun! Okay, what's this here? A bicycle? Warzone. Early in development, we designed an ending where Stanley would end up on a battlefield fighting aliens. The action game would become sentient and would... What? The action game would become sentient and would wage war against the narrator. We realized shortly after starting to build it that it was far too jokey and on the nose for the tone of the game. Plus, some people interpreted it as making fun of people who like shooters, which was not our intention. What? Okay. Alien base. Awesome. Okay. I don't know what to make of this. What? Dear narrator, will the Stanley Parable have infinite quests? How many endings? How do you make a JRPG? How do you make the worst game ever? What is the difference between a duck? Okay. Narrator's emails. After the second trailer we sent out, we asked people to email the narrator for questions. While we had initially planned to use these further promotional materials, we never found the perfect use for them. Here are selections of those emails. Okay. So now I walk through the exhibit of the game I'm playing. Okay. The apartment timer. In the previous version of the choice leading to the apartment ending, a timer would give you 15 seconds to pick up the phone. Not picking up the phone would lead to a different ending. Okay, so this is part of the ending already. The cargo lift. Second version. Okay. Cargo lift. And basically, am I spoiling myself? By... Oh, yeah. This is a maintenance layout. The flow of hallways following the first two doors was important to get right, since players will replay them so many times. We discussed a number of designs, but ultimately, it was the simplest version that won out. Wow, okay. To confusion ending. Okay. It seems like I need to play this game several times in order to get all the endings. I mean, yeah, well, obviously. But is this game already over? Can't do anything. Freedom ending. This is the freedom ending as it existed in beta. Countdown room. Game design mockup. What? Okay. Stanley's office from the left to right. The evolution of Stanley's office over time. The first was created in November 2011, the second March 2012, and the third in February 2013. Yeah, and this is basically the finished product, the final version. Maybe minus the chair and this filing cabinet. Okay, yeah, I've been here. Okay, so it's not totally confusing.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Who? Which two? What two? Two what? Huh?
Can you see? Can
No.
you see how much they need one another?
No, I can't. I can't
No,
see anything.
Perhaps not.
Whom are
Sometimes
you talking
these
about?
things cannot be seen.
Who are you talking about?
But listen to me. You can still save those two. You can stop the program before they both fail.
What?
Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Well... Okay, yeah, that's the Stanley Parable. Thank you for watching, everyone. Oh no, here we go. What? I'm back here? This is... Okay. If that's the whole game and everything else is just a loop, then I'll do one more loop in the next episode. Yay! So far, this game is both a blast and a head scratcher because, yeah, we have an absolutely unreliable narrator. Not only one, but two. We have one main character, Stanley, but then we have this Mirabella who watched a dead person. That might have been Stanley. So yeah, this is a real puzzle, and I'm excited to pick up the puzzle, pick up the pieces of the puzzle in the next episode of the Stanley Parable. So yeah, until next time, bye.